All writers make mistakes. Some writers aren't the best with punctuation, while others struggle with pronouns and hyphens. Know the mistakes you are more inclined to make so that you can fix them before submitting or publishing your work. Here are some common mistakes writers make, and how you can avoid them. Run-on sentences. A run-on sentence attempts to link two independent clauses without punctuation or conjunctions. Examples: incorrect. My boss gave me a raise. She said it was due to my performance. Correct. My boss gave me a raise. She said it was due to my performance. The easiest way to fix a run-on sentence is to separate the two clauses into distinct sentences. You can also use punctuation or conjunctive adverbs, or coordinating conjunctions, to break apart the independent clauses. Comma splices. A comma splice is like a run-on sentence, but uses a comma to attempt to link two independent clauses. Examples: incorrect. Bob hit a hammer, it had a yellow handle. Correct. Bob hit a hammer, and it had a yellow handle. To fix a comma splice, you can sometimes insert a semicolon after the first independent clause, or delete the comma and insert a conjunction, for example, and, after, etc., after that comma. You can also create two distinct sentences from the independent clauses. Misplaced hyphens. Hyphens are often used to create compound adjectives. Examples: fireproof, long-term. If the compound adjective comes after the noun it is modifying in a sentence, then most style guides call for no hyphenation. AP, though, calls for hyphenating even after the noun. Example: the firefighter's suit was fireproof. Check your designated style guide or dictionary for commonly used hyphenated terms and words if you're in doubt. Some words include a hyphenated prefix, for example, ex-boyfriend, and some style guides require numbers between 21 and 99 to be hyphenated. Pronoun errors. To avoid pronoun errors, remember that pronouns must agree in number with the nouns to which they refer. If the noun is singular, the pronoun must be singular. If the noun is plural, the pronoun must be plural. Examples: incorrect. Your shoes are dirty. Correct. Her shoes are dirty. Could or would or should have. It's common to write could have, would have, or should have instead of could have, would have, or should have. This often happens because when someone says could have, the contraction for could have aloud, for example, it sounds like could have. However, of should never be used after could, would, or should in a sentence. Remember that it's always could have, would have, or should have, or their respective contractions could have, would have, and should have. Misused and overused apostrophes. Apostrophes are used to indicate possession or to create a contraction out of two words. They are almost never used to make a word plural. Examples: incorrect. The wolves are in the forest. Correct. The girls' horses ran in the race. Whenever in doubt, remove the apostrophe from the word to see if it can be replaced with two separate words and still make sense. For example, didn't becomes did not. Or determine if the word is no longer possessive once you remove the apostrophe. Rare cases for using an apostrophe to indicate plural include mind your P's and Q's and always dot your I's. A lot versus a lot. It'll be easy to never make this mistake again. Simply remember that a lot is not a word. A lot is a word, but has an entirely separate meaning from a lot. Disagreeing subjects and verbs. Sentences must have subjects and verbs that agree in number. Examples: incorrect. Cindy walked to the festival. Correct. Cindy walked to the festival. To avoid this mistake, verify that your subjects and verbs agree in number. If the subject in a sentence is singular, the verb must also be singular. And if the subject is plural, make sure the verb is also plural. If your writing is filled with grammatical errors and misspelled words, it'll be difficult for your readers to get through and understand. Keep this list nearby to help you avoid these common mistakes while you're writing. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.